For most people, buying a house is considered one of the biggest signs that you're finally doing well financially. You get a good job, save some money, buy a home, and everyone tells you that you're building wealth. But what if the house you're buying to become wealthy is actually making you financially weaker? And what if renting, something people often describe as throwing money away, can sometimes put you on a faster path toward financial freedom? Let's look at this differently. Imagine two people who earn almost the same income. The first person buys a house and puts a large portion of his savings into it. He now has a valuable asset, but he also has property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, and a large monthly financial commitment. His house may be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but most of that wealth is sitting inside one physical property. Now imagine the second person chooses to rent. He doesn't own the property he lives in, but he keeps more of his capital flexible. Instead of putting a huge amount of money into one house, he can potentially invest that money, build a business, increase his skills, or keep cash available for future opportunities. And this is where the conversation gets interesting, because wealth isn't just about what you own, it's about what your money allows you to do. Imagine an incredible job opportunity appears in another state. The renter may be able to move with relatively little friction. The homeowner may have to deal with selling a property, transaction costs, timing, and the possibility that the move simply isn't financially convenient. That flexibility has real value. But here's the part that most people get wrong. Renting doesn't automatically make you rich. If you rent an expensive apartment, spend everything you earn, upgrade your lifestyle every year, and never invest the money you save, then you're not building wealth, you're simply renting. The advantage only appears when the money you keep available is actually used intelligently, and the same thing applies to owning a house. Buying can be an excellent financial decision if you plan to stay in one place for many years, can comfortably handle the full cost of ownership, and buy a property that makes sense for your financial situation. The problem is assuming that buying is always better simply because you're building equity, because every dollar you put into a house has an opportunity cost. That money could have been invested somewhere else. It could have helped you start a business. It could have built an emergency fund. It could have allowed you to take a better career opportunity somewhere else. So before asking, "Can I afford this house?" ask a much better question: what is this house preventing me from doing with my money? Because a $500,000 house can make you look wealthy while leaving you with very little financial flexibility. And a renter with a strong investment portfolio may look like they own nothing while quietly building far more financial freedom. That's why the real debate isn't rent versus buy. It's flexibility versus commitment, liquidity versus locked up wealth, and financial freedom versus lifestyle expectations. A house can absolutely make you wealthy, but owning a house doesn't automatically make you financially successful, and renting doesn't automatically make you financially irresponsible. The smartest decision depends on what you do with the money around that decision. So before you buy your dream home simply because everyone says that's what financially successful people do, stop and calculate the full cost, not just the monthly payment, but the taxes, maintenance, insurance, capital tied up in the property, and the opportunities you might be giving up. Because sometimes the house that makes you look wealthy is exactly what keeps you from becoming wealthy. And sometimes the smartest financial move isn't owning more, it's keeping enough of your money free to build something bigger.